Stavros means the Holy Cross. The last name means monk. And for those of you who had come earlier in the week, my wife always tells me daily, I have my cross to bear. Now, I come originally from a small village in southern Greece, in the Peloponnese, that's the southern peninsula. A little village about half an hour's drive south of Sparta, present-day Sparta. Sparta is about the size of Perth, Ontario. Nothing exciting to see there. You won't see any ancient ruins. It's not like Athens or Corinth. I think as subsequent generations went through, they already cut stone materials for their own buildings and use, so there's very little left. But, you know, a little provincial town, and our area is primarily agricultural. Further south in the Mani region, it's more rugged, lots of coastline, water, wonderful beaches, and very little pollution. The only pollution you get is in the wintertime when we're burning the branches from the olive trees. Now, just sort of go back a bit in time with olive oil. Olive oil has been a staple in Greek diet, and of course being introduced to more areas of the world. But it's an essential in a Greek diet. My dad used to say there were so many times where years of hardship where olives and olive oil is what sustained them. And in ancient times, the olive trees were so prized, the Athenians made it a capital offense for anyone to even chop down an olive tree. And the Greeks, being a seafaring people, everywhere they went, they brought the olive tree. So it's not only in the Greek archipelago, in the mainland and Crete, but it's spread as far west as Spain. And southern Italy predominantly, which is called Magna Grecia, which means like big Greece. And southern France, Nice, is actually named after the goddess Athena, and one of her names is Nike, Victor. So that's where the name Nice comes from. Now, that's just sort of a very quick historical sketch about olive oil, and it was used for commerce. It was used at home. The olives and the olive oil for food and nutrition. The wood from the trees for fuel. The oil even for medicine, for external medicinal purposes, for cuts and abrasions, for sore muscles. It was mixed with other ingredients to make salves and healthcare products, essentially. And one of the things that my wife does very simply as a lip balm is just mixes natural beeswax with olive oil and a little bit of calendula flower, and that's it, and it's wonderful. If you want to benefit from the richness of the olive oil, it's squalene and vitamin E, which is they're key ingredients in the olive oil, naturally occurring. If you take a shower, instead of toweling down completely, particularly the face, arms, and hands, leave your skin moist and just gently work in a few drops of olive oil. It's easily absorbed, just as olive oil is easily metabolized in the body. So too externally. You're not going to be greasy or anything like that. Just a few drops at a time. And it's wonderful. It's healing. It's also an anti-inflammatory. I suffer from eczema in my ears, and sometimes I just want to ream my ears out. But I just take a little bit of our olive oil and just gently swab the inside of my ears, and it takes away the inflammation. And now, I was asked by the festival people to come this year primarily because what we have in these little bottles, and they're also for sale, little sales pitch here for the festival, they're sold at the kiosk at the front. And they sell for about $7.75, just under $8, and the large ones are $15. And it's the same oil that was originally in here, which is originally the same oil that comes from my hometown in southern Greece, Krokees. The old Turkish name was Levetsova. And Krokees produces, as do other villages in the area, only first pressing extra virgin olive oil. It's cold pressed. All modern production of first pressing olive oil is cold pressed. So there's no refining, no chemicals, no heat. It's like taking, where's my lemon? It's like taking this little guy, cut it in half, squeezing it, straining it, and then let the oil juices rise to the top. In the old days, there was a system where they would use hand presses, vertical presses with round mats where they would slather on the pulp, the olive oil mash, and then press down and then pour hot water, and the liquids would all collect in a vat, in a large open sort of cistern, and then gently they would scoop up the oil that would rise to the top. And there would be different grades of oil. The premium stuff would be at the very, very top, and the lowest grade, as it started to mix and get murky, it would be lower grade. And the lower stuff would be used for their lamps, for lighting, perhaps for making soap, old homemade lye soap, like Granny used to make on the Beverly Hillbillies. I'm sort of dating myself a bit when I say that. But and the point that I want to make about our olive oil, we're not different from oil that is produced in other areas of Greece or other areas of the Mediterranean. What is, and I tell people ours isn't the best oil, and people tell me that, but I say, well, there's more to try out there. We're never chauvinistic about the oil. What is important though, wherever they produce the oil, it is single pressing. The olives are picked daily during harvest time. It's a winter harvest. They may start as early as October, depending on the area if they're further south, and finish by March, April. In the lean year, they'll be finished even before Christmas because there's less olives to pick. And I'll explain why a little later. But it is so important what goes on in the field and the care, the husbandry of the fields, of the olives. Carefully examining where there is sickness in the trees, mold, if they're too tight together. And then when harvest begins, whatever is harvested each day is brought to the mill. And by the next day, when they bring more olives in, those olives are already pressed into oil. And that importance of quickly converting the olives to olive oil makes all the difference in the flavor and all the good phytochemicals that are in the oil. Oil is very rich in oil-soluble vitamins, being an oil. Vitamin E, vitamin A, D, and K, and there's squalene and other antioxidants, anti-inflammatories. I know you hear anti-inflammatories, antioxidants a lot these days. Well, in pure oils that are the real thing, they're not mucked around with, there's no mixing here. There's not even any filtering. When we bring the oil over, we still let it sit, because sometimes there's a little bit of pulp in the oil, which is okay. And if you see oils that are still a little smoky looking, don't worry. That doesn't mean it's an inferior oil. It just means it hasn't been manipulated, like seed oils and pumice oils, which are the lowest common denominator in olive oil. There, you won't find